Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 442 podcast. I'm Azar Matani, and as always, I'm joined by the wonderful Tommy Sondi.
That's me.
And the distinguished Tony O.
Morning, boys. I like distinguished. I don't know
like
why
that
I'm
one,
distinguished,
yeah.
but
It's you know what? It's good for it's a good descriptor for a man of your age.
Ouch. Okay.
He doesn't like it anymore now.
No. I do feel distinguished this morning. Yeah, was talking about football and post recovery. Yeah, you start to feel it, but yeah, we are recording much earlier than we are used to.
It's not so great waking up to see pitch darkness. Thinking,
No, it's not.
Oh, maybe it's not 6. I can go back to bed. I don't have to wake up just yet. No,
you
I
do.
almost did that. Guys. I saw how dark it was. I was like, I woke up too early.
Are you the early riser
what?
amongst us? I thought you were
You're the
up,
one that wakes up
super
earliest.
early.
But hey, there's a limit here. It's only so
See
early can go.
what you've done, Tony? You managed to find Tommy's limit. Something we never really wanted to find.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. We don't want to push it. That's the thing. Yeah.
Okay.
This gets normal. That means I want to request, hey guys, let's record even earlier.
No.
Absolutely not. Hey, I mean, if any of us have trouble falling back asleep after this, we could always just rewatch Villa 0, Man United 0, because Jesus fucking Christ, this sucked.
Yeah, I guess it's less about the game, and now the more fun is about the stats and about the records that have been broken, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Eric Ten Hag has broken Eric Ten Hag's record of the worst Man United start
That's
to
impressive,
a Premier
man.
League season. He broke his own record,
That's
which
impressive.
is just, you know what? Hey, that's dedication, man. This man's a record setter. You know,
Trust the
it's
process.
historic.
Yeah.
What is it? 8 points to start the season. Oh,
I think we have 7, maybe.
no.
Oh, I think
we had 8.
I think it's 8.
Is it
I think
eight?
you
It
had
was
9
last
last season.
season and 8 this
Oh,
season.
that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
But that has Tommy. You don't have the table open right now, do you?
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, got you. What do you?
God damn it, that doesn't help. Tony, guess how many goals we've scored?
Oh, he knows.
I don't.
He knows?
But I'm gonna think. Did you score? Holy, maybe 5.
Yeah.
You have 5
That's
goals.
right on the money.
Yeah.
Guess how many games we've scored in?
2.
This is fun.
2.
No,
3.
Come on, we're
3.
not that bad.
It's 3. Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
is 3.
Thank you very
Southampton,
much.
Fulham,
Thank you very
and
much.
one more. Wow. Jesus, you guys suck, man.
I know.
Hey, we've scored 60% of our goals against Southampton.
Yeah.
He used his Southampton voucher to get his one win.
United have
get
one,
all those goals there.
United have
Which,
one more
hey,
goal than
Damning
Villa.
indictment on Southampton.
Yeah.
Damning indictment on Southampton.
I don't know.
They did miss a penalty in that game. Could have been worse.
They did miss a penalty.
Oh, jeez.
Man.
I was gonna say United with 5 goals.
Is he gone yet?
It's just one better.
Oh, you got
than
more.
Chris Wood. It's just one better than Chris Wood. Chris Wood has 4 goals. United have 5. They're only one better than Chris Wood. That's shocking right there. I'm talking about Chris Wood.
Look, I told you guys last week, like, I have no emotional investment in this team until Ten Hag is gone. There's no point. Like, this is a dead man walking.
I will say, I mean, I had a feeling this went in a draw because Villa had major exertions in midweek against Bayern. Having said that,
so did United. We
Yeah.
did stupid things against Porto.
Oh my god.
Was it 2-0 up for you guys in that
2-0
game?
up,
And then
3-2
we were
down,
2-0 up,
and
3-2
then Harry
down.
saves the day.
Harry saved the day. Thank you, Harry. We really do.
We do.
He could have been gone on
Why
Friday.
are continuing to work
Yeah.
against us.
Well, Bruno had a free kick in this game that was really good. They could have almost stole the points in this against Villa here.
I heard someone
I
say
think
Bruno is stat padding red cards with his back-to-back red cards the last 2
No.
games.
I think Bruno is quiet quitting on Ten Hag. He's like, I'm not playing anymore for this man, but Ten Hag keeps playing him, so he keeps trying to get himself sent off.
Hey,
and I respect that.
Rashford quit on him yesterday, you know. He tried to get sent off. He really tried to get sent off. The second challenge is the most I don't want to be here challenge. In the space of 2 minutes, like, He should have been off. The referee did what we've been asking for, which is what? Just call over the captain, call over the player, like one more. You get one, like that's your last one, and then you're off. And then Ten Hag duly subs him off. And listen, Rashford comes off and says he's lost the plot. I'm assuming he means the referee, but he could be Ten Hag, honestly.
He could be talking about anyone.
Yeah.
There are so many collective people that could have lost the plot and have lost the plot in this club.
Weird lineup from Eric. I mean, didn't play his two center backs who were shocking midweek. Martinez was
bad
shocking.
midweek.
Ugarte didn't play.
The one guy who has come out of this with a lot of credit is Johnny Evans. He played well.
He still had some of the Fergie stink on him. That's why.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's got professionalism. He's got pride. The rest of them are. He's a champion, man. Multi-Premier League champion.
Poor guy. Came back last preseason, hoping to just work out with the team while he found a club, and he suddenly found himself the most important guy at the club.
Yeah, came back to do his badges.
I mean, think about Villa. They see Maguire and Evans in the lineup. They're like, oh yeah, it should be easy pickings, and they weren't that great. They were off.
No, they were very flat. You could see, they were exhausted. I mean, they played really well against Bayern midweek, but it would have been exhausting. And they're picking up injuries. They picked up, I think, 2 injuries in that game. Onana got injured.
Onana was out. I think Bailey was out as well.
No, Bailey started, but he is injured.
He
is injured, though, because he didn't start
injured.
Yeah.
He subbed off midweek with an injury. He subbed on and subbed off because he was hurt midweek.
Oh, I didn't even realize he came off, but he was injured.
Yeah, he started on the bench. Jacob Ramsey is the other one who got hurt against Bayern. So Ramsey got hurt midweek. Bailey subbed on for him, and Bailey subbed off.
And then Konza got injured as well.
Konza got hurt as well.
So that's the only thing that could. Well, there are multiple things that could derail this Villa season, but I do think Europe's going to be the focus, and squad's breaking down a bit. But
it was sad to see Duran not keep up his sub-in goal score.
Old school. That goal against Bayern is top quality,
unreal
beauty.
Yeah.
I love him, man. He's so good. I'm so happy he didn't go to Chelsea.
Yeah.
It's for the best, probably. Yeah, but
Samuel Moradion nearly gets a hat trick midweek against United.
Another Chelsea legend. Another Chelsea legend.
Atletico should be more upset because they spent 100 million plus on 2 other forwards, and he's outscoring them. So whatever.
Who else did they sign? Alvarez and who?
Sorloth.
Oh, why did they do that? Oh, whatever, man.
Listen. Whatever, exactly right. This is about United, right? Yeah. So, do you have any more stats you want to throw in here?
We can talk about Villa too.
Oh yeah, Villa.
I think I'm all out of I'm out of my personal bank of stats. I think.
Yeah.
I can't remember when was the last time you guys signed a player that made sense. Fernandes, is that it? Bruno. I can't remember the last. Martinez has been misprofiled. De Ligt.
Ugarte did make sense as a signing. Ugarte is a weird one because he's gone on for years about I need a deep line playmaker. The whole Frankie De Jong thing. And I'm like, all right.
It started with Casemiro. He started with Casemiro.
Fuck me.
Then he doubled down on Ugarte.
I'm so ready for him to be just please There's no point to any of this season while he's still here.
Ten Hag.
Yeah, Ten Hag. You're not going to learn. You're not going to figure out anything new. You're not going to learn any. It's fucking reruns. Move them on. Shift them.
Xerxes. What was the plan?
Did you see that photo of all the board up there at the top watching? Everyone was there in stands to see.
Honestly speaking, do you know it's such a bad look on them that they kept this guy. I've never seen anything like this. A guy that is in the job. And you are publicly chasing so many people, and then you keep him. What did they think was going to happen? everyone in that team knows this guy's not going to be here for long. Like, I'm going to outlast this manager. Why should I run? You know what I mean? Why should I do... I mean, tactically, they can't do what he's asking them to do. They can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's just... Everyone's talking about how Ineos are going to do this and do that. It's not a good start. Keeping Ten Hag was their first big decision. They fucked it up.
This coming.
Yeah.
After that big cup, all saw this coming. They're going to keep this guy, but they should just get rid of him. Even though it's not the best look for the club right now. You sack a manager after winning cup. It's not a good look. I agree. But it was going to be for the best. And they had some managers available. They had people on the market that would have come.
They keep saying people weren't available. Yeah. I'm like, there were so many coaches available that you could have chosen from. But
it's the summer. It's even if a guy is not available, this is the time you can reach out to someone who is at a club and actually get them.
Yeah.
That's not easy to do mid-season.
As opposed to spending 60 million on Ugarte, maybe take 10 of that and give it to a club and take their coach. Hey, whatever. And now they're here. I mean, they spoke to Inzaghi, and it's like, okay.
Be like, oh,
why would he leave Inter?
Approaching Inzaghi a month into the season. Yeah. Brilliant work. Brilliant work.
Yeah. Ten Hag's still at the job, but
the only thing right now is I don't think Tuchel is. He's still like a free
I don't think they want Tuchel. Right? I don't think Tuchel's the right coach, to be honest.
No, I think he would be.
No. Do you know what they need? I'll be 100%. Southgate is what they need. I'm not even being like trying to be a dick. No.
You are trying to be
no. This is why. See, when Wenger left, we tried to get Arteta. I think that would have been a mistake. I think you need someone who's gonna come in and clean up the mess. You know what I mean? They don't need someone who's going to help them win right now. They need someone who's going to reset the culture of that club. Whatever you want to say about Southgate, what he did with England was really good in terms of resetting the culture of the national team. I think they need someone like that. Now, you won't win anything with Southgate. You just won't, right? But Southgate can get you to a point where he resets the culture, puts some standards in place, and then afterwards you get someone else. Because you're talking about Tuchel. Who's Tuchel? He's not going to work with these guys. He's not. Like, Tuchel he has a short fuse. He wants to win. He's going to get frustrated quickly. He is. Like, maybe someone like Pochettino would be a better fit, but I don't know. But, like...
He literally just signed his contract with the US.
Oh, yeah. Well, so I just forgot about that.
That's out of it. It just feels like United it's just like...
They need someone...
It's been happening for so long. It's like, oh, yeah, they need a time. They need a reset. They need
No. They look at all the managers they've gone... Look at all the managers they've gone for, right? Apart from David Moyes, every manager they've gone for is a win-now manager. Everyone.
Solskjaer?
Solskjaer is supposed to be that is exactly what I'm saying. He's your best coach since he left. And it wasn't about football tactics. He was on the way to resetting the culture. The only thing is, he wasn't strong. He wasn't a strong personality. They went above his head, bringing in the likes of Cristiano. Yeah, and that completely derailed everything that he was trying to do. You need someone who is going to do the hard stuff, not the football, but the stuff behind the scenes. Edu and Arteta, they had to fix the back of the club first before it's fixing the front, right? Like, you have to terminate the contracts of people. Like, yeah, it hurts in the short term, but terminate Williams' contract. Get rid of David Luiz. Get rid of Socrates. Actually have a policy in place that's gonna help you get to a place, right? Same thing with Klopp. They brought in someone who was gonna be there long term. And then you will start to see the success. There's no Klopp available for Man United. It's unfortunate. So bring in someone who's going to, I don't know, like a cleaner manager, I feel like. Because, if you go for Tuchel, we'll be back here in 3 years. That's my feeling.
Bro, we'll be back here in 2.
Well, 2 years.
How quickly Tuchel gets mad, we'll be back here in 2.
Yeah. Do you think this squad can play Tuchel's football? They can't.
I think he's a really good manager. He did it with Chelsea, where he turned the squad around as well.
No, he didn't. He didn't. You're talking about turning a squad around. First of all, Tuchel got sacked in a year. He didn't turn anything around. He won now. It's a difference. Look at your team now. Your team, Tuchel didn't set you up for success.
No, but when he came in, it was after Frank Lampard, and our squad was not in a good spot.
You won the Champions League in 6 months.
Yeah, that's on the coach.
How is that not a good squad?
On the coach,
Tommy,
too.
I can't remember the last time you didn't have a good squad. I can't remember. No.
Yes,
Let's be real.
Yeah.
All of the players who leave your team, they go on to do well. The problem is Chelsea's culture. It's not the squads. It's just the truth. You guys can't. I can't always
argue with the culture being terrible in Chelsea.
Yeah, like I'm talking about someone who's going to reset United's culture. I'm not talking about someone who's going to win now, right? Like United's. First of all, Tuchel, Abramovich was still there when Tuchel was there.
Yeah,
that was the guy in charge of Chelsea's culture, Abramovich. So you were always going to win under him. What's now happened is Abramovich is gone, and all of this stupidity is happening in the background. But there was never a long-term... Without Abramovich, there was never going to be any succession. United are not set... Mourinho went there. He won what he won, right? Ten Hag's won stuff. Van Gaal's won stuff. United have been shit throughout. Like, you need someone who's going to reset the culture of the place, not focus on win now. You're talking about a guy... Tuchel might win now. Maybe. He might win a cup. He might win the Europa League. I don't know. But that's not what United need. They need someone who's going to come in there. It's not going to be exciting right away. But he will do a lot of what needs to be done. And maybe, I don't know. Maybe Southgate doesn't do what needs to be done. But I feel like of all the names I see out there, I mean, we all know it's going to be Van Nistelrooy.
We're legitimately discussing Gareth Southgate.
Well, it's either him or Van Nistelrooy next.
Tired.
Do you want Van Nistelrooy there?
So tired.
It feels like...
What was the other option?
Van Nistelrooy. Rude.
Fun.
Because he's next.
What I want the season over.
He is next.
I want this.
It does feel like
that would be a mistake.
The person that Tony's looking for, or not looking for, I should say, but it's definitely someone who has, I would say, younger and has that sort of like, I don't care. Has to have a personality for it. You know what I mean? They gotta be a strong personality.
Strong personality isn't thinking of themselves first, but thinking about, and which is a topic we're going to discuss later, but thinking about the club and what the club needs to have sustainable long-term success, rather than someone who's looking to boost their CV. But I mean, Ten Hag keeps talking about you cannot be a good coach without and have all these. You cannot not be a good coach without having all these trophies. It's like, man, you were a second away from losing to Coventry. Like, relax. Like, we can't judge you on this. But anyway, I've ranted enough about United.
Yeah, we've.
You always.
That's what we wanted. It's what we wanted, though.
This is what we're here for, really. Everyone else listening, feel free to. Yeah, do I just sign off now? Is that it?
Or is he, man?
It's bad. Chelsea won. Forest won. I assume we had nothing else to say about that goddamn United game.
Yeah.
Nothing to fucking watch. This was a lot more interesting as a game, as a spectacle.
It's an eventful game, yeah. It sure was. I hate Forest, though. They're not a fun team to play against. They are not a fun team to play.
Oh, I'm sorry. They didn't roll over for you.
That's what Tommy has in common with big companies in the Amazon.
Yeah.
Fucking hate the Forest.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a good one. But it's more just like, you watch them play. Man, there's so much time wasting. They're fouling everyone. They're getting away with it. They break down so much football.
Are they supposed to just roll over and let you score?
No, but it's just the way. Like, it's just such a frustrating game from that end because they go unpunished for so much. Ref like
they got punished big time. To be fair.
Well, you know what? He almost didn't want to do it to James Ward-Prowse. He was thinking about it. I'll be honest. It was not like a quick. It should have been a quick action. It should have been like, hey, you're gone. He was just. You could see him like, do I? I don't know.
I think it was more. Did James Ward-Prowse actually just shoestring tackle a man? He's like, did he actually just do this?
Yeah, he was looking for help. It was like
phenomenal, phenomenal work by James Ward-Prowse. Yeah. Just little pawing at the ball like a cat. fantastic stuff.
Yeah. I love how he was
I forgot it was there.
Give him my card and let me get out of here. He was already going down the tunnel. That's what happened. It's pretty funny.
He had to call him back to give him the red.
No, this game, like, it's a team that will, like, defend and kind of sit back a bit more. We've always struggled against this team.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Your default play is Palmer to Madueke. I think.
And then Madueke
cuts inside, and that's how you scored in the end.
He did score,
but he had like 7 of those shots where
God.
Palmer just slides it to him, he cuts inside and tries to bend it far post. It's like, you kind of need more than that. It can't keep being. That's your axis. If it's not a counterattack, because your counterattacks are usually Palmer to what's his face, who's a striker. Jackson. Yeah. Did Jackson play? I don't remember.
He's the one that caused the.
He was. Yes. Was that pressure? Or that was Ward-Prowse having a bad touch?
That was Ward-Prowse fucking up his touch.
Yeah.
No, it's just like, I think the subs should have came a bit sooner in this game. To be fair though, at the end, we had a lot of stoppage time. I know Sanchez had a good save.
Yeah, like 15 minutes.
The Nkunku chance, the one from Mudryk, you gotta score that. You know what I mean? Mudryk puts it on a platter.
That's a good save.
Like, you know what I mean? You put it, the header's right at the keeper. You put it anywhere. It's a chance that, you to
be fair, that's not Nkunku. I agree with you. It's not Nkunku's game to attack crosses. He's not very good in the air, but he should score.
He's a great finisher though.
Not with this. Wasn't he a header? Or,
it was a header.
Felix had one that he should have scored.
Felix should have scored. Like, that's the thing. I think we should have won this game. We kind of wasted a few chances. Good chances in this match.
They could have won it.
I don't know. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. Did you see the one, the Palmer touch he had kind of later in the game, where kind of gets a pass in, uses his left foot to spin the ball around defender.
Yeah,
oh my God, I've been watching that replay.
I had a separate moment from Palmer that was my absolute favorite in this game. There was an entire scuffle going on between a bunch of Forest and Chelsea players, and Palmer's just like wandering around the edge of it, and then he just sits down on the pitch and watches it go on. I love this man. He's so funny.
He just can't be
so funny, man. I love it.
He doesn't care about anything else. Yeah.
This is a boy with not a single thought in his brain. Like, he just wants his chippy chips, he wants some football, and that's it. Yeah. I don't think I've ever liked a Chelsea player as much as I enjoy Cole Palmer.
Yeah. He's a special talent. Like, he's definitely fun to watch. I was going to say, Pochettino, if he watches these games still, this is why you play Caldwell at center back and not left back, because he's actually a really good center back, and he's proved it this whole season. I think so.
He did have a good game, don't get me wrong,
he's
but
solid.
Okay, well, we'll see. I think he's overrated personally, but
really, wow.
I do.
We'll make sure. Tommy, make sure you send this to Pochettino so he hears it.
He's busy. He's got a lot of work to do.
No, he doesn't.
Well, you just directly addressed him.
Yeah.
I'm saying
you're responsible now for reaching out.
No, I'm saying if
it's
he's
just how this
watching
works.
Chelsea matches, that's what I'm saying. It's that he would know that, hey, maybe I made a mistake playing this guy left back all the time when he should be center back. Kind of other thoughts I had in this game. Sanchez, given his errors the last few games,
best game in a
while.
He
was really good.
I can't remember there were 2 chances deep in the stoppage time. I can't remember the first one, but he made 2 incredible saves.
I remember the one with his the one with a shot. I forget who shot it now, but I forget who shot it. But anyways, he made a great save, like diving with his left hand or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember that one. He was solid. Both keepers were solid this game. Even the Forest keeper, I forget his name now. Yeah. Whatever they have in goal.
Sells.
I have him.
Sells was super solid. Anyways, we got a point from this. I think we're still 4th going into the international break.
Probably.
Thank God it's an international break.
Yeah, I guess it would have been only Villa. So so we're tied with Villa and going international break.
So you have 14 points. Yeah, 14 points.
And I think we have Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool going into
Yeah, Liverpool have
right after.
They have a hard run coming up.
Yeah. So this is where the season really gets going for us. Can we keep it up?
This is where the season gets going.
Speaking of hard runs,
why do you always do this?
Season
starts now stuff.
Speaking of hard runs, no harder run than the one Arsenal just had to face. They had to go up against mighty Southampton and managed to escape with a 3-1 win.
Okay, I'm just going to say...
Southampton suck.
Oh yeah, I was going to say this. When Arsenal when Southampton scored, I knew there was no doubt in my mind that they were going to come back. The goals that Southampton conceded here.
Which would upset you the most? Because you said this a couple of times.
I think it was Saka's goal. Who was the center back?
The Japanese guy. What's his name?
He had the worst...
Sugawara.
Yes,
he had the worst touch I've ever seen, I think, in a box in the Premier League. And he has
zero awareness.
He has no effort to go back. And then he rolls around on the pitch after.
No, when Saka shot, I think he landed on him. I think that's what happened.
He actually got hurt. What deserved? Because that was I was so infuriated watching that play. So infuriating, man.
Tommy's advocating for player injuries now when you fuck up.
I will say this was a really disappointing game for me because we rested Martinelli and Trossard and we gave minutes to Jesus and Sterling. And Sterling, whatever, he still has a bit of the Chelsea funk with him in the sense he doesn't stand in the right places at the moment, which is surprising considering how long he played with Pep, but I'm willing to give him time. Jesus is really frustrating me, man. Like,
he looks cooked.
I think he hasn't scored in something like 21 games. Something mental.
Jesus.
Yeah, or it's been 21 games since he scored. I don't know. I'm not sure I'd play him over any Premier League striker right now. Serious, like he's doing this thing where I think he's very concerned about not scoring, that he's doing things that are not going to help him score. Right? Like there was a counterattack we had where I think he would have been offside. He's one-on-one with the keeper. And he somehow manages to mess up the pass across to, I think it was Saka. I'm not sure who it was. And I'm just looking at him. You played against Bolton. You didn't score. Like in midweek. Like, he didn't score against Bolton. I mean, Uzi's like, yeah, I can't be arsed with this Jesus talk.
My laptop was about to die. I forgot to plug it in.
Yeah, and basically, Tommy, what happens with the Southampton, like when Southampton scored, Havertz just decided, yeah, fuck this. This guy can't keep. Jesus is not doing anything. We need someone who's actually going to help us lead the attack, and he just parks himself up front, and Jesus just becomes irrelevant. So we end up taking him off. Like Havertz straight away scores like 3 minutes after.
What a beauty left foot.
Yeah,
that guy.
very like he went to a different level, and I'm just looking at it. It's like, yeah. I don't know what to do. Like, yeah. I think I said in the group chat that he needs to rebrand as a fullback if he wants to keep playing at this level because he's not providing anything at the time. I'd rather have Eddie. Like, at least Eddie scores against Bolton. This time last season, he scored a hat-trick against Sheffield United. I don't think Jesus is doing that. So
I don't think he'll last long in your club anyhow. But
yeah, it's his last season, I think.
I miss Havertz, man. I miss this guy.
No, you don't. Hey. Don't do this. Don't do this.
So much shit
you gave him so much shit when we signed him. It's like, I can't believe Arsenal gave us money for this guy. I'm like, let's see what happens.
No, I could not have said that. There's
you
no
did.
way. There's no
Havertz
way.
has now gone...
Tommy, you were so much more upset about Mount leaving than you were Havertz.
That's true. That's what you said.
Yeah.
No.
7 games in a row.
We will not let you rewrite history like this, Tommy.
He's matched from...
I don't remember what I said.
Okay, we do. That's what matters.
That's what we're here for. We're here to keep you honest.
Yeah, Havertz is class. He's been scoring in what is it?
At the Emirates, seven in a row now.
The Emirates.
He's matched Van Persie's record.
He is Mr. Clutch, man.
I need him to start scoring away. But I said at the season, I feel like I feel like he could score 20 league goals. I'd still back him to do it if he's playing up front. Stop, let's give up on Jesus. Well, I mean, we need Jesus. We need to rest Havertz, unfortunately.
We need to rest Saka soon because he's been playing a lot. Even though he's been putting in some really good performances, probably every game.
Yeah.
But he's playing way too much, I think.
I will say Saka is smart with his game management. He's smart with his exertion. Oh, by the way, Saka is unbelievable. Like, Jesus. This season, he's gone to a different level end product-wise. Havertz is withdrawn from the Germany squad, which is nice. Knee issue. So...
Classic.
Yeah, he needs the rest. 2 weeks off would be good. Yeah. I wish all our players did that, but yeah. Anyway.
Let's move on. Brighton 3, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Spurs 2-0 up in this one. Ange looks... So, they've broken Ange. They fucking broken Ange.
They did.
Ange's head is absolutely gone with this team. He's livid all the time.
This is the first time I've seen him. He's not angry. He wasn't angry. He was just like defeated.
He's gutted.
Yeah,
for sure.
He was defeated.
That in his press conference. Yeah.
Yeah, but then he said something stupid in his press conference.
He did call it the worst ever performance under him.
Oh, he needs to shut up with all that. You've not been there that long, man. No one cares. Season 2, I always win trophies. Stop with these soundbites. He said, the reporter asked him, "Is there anything you can do to keep games from being open and stay in control?" And he's like, "No, we're gonna keep playing like this. Open games is entertaining." It's like, okay,
he's not wrong.
He's not wrong, but it's just gonna keep the same things gonna keep happening. You know what? Hey, I'll be honest. One of my favorite thing is Tottenham bottling it, and when that happens in a weekend, it really makes the weekend. So to go up 2-0 and to lose, hey, that was probably the best result of the weekend. But for me,
Brennan Johnson has scored in 6 consecutive games. So
good for him.
Yeah, fuck you, Gabby Agbonlahor.
Yeah, he's really proven that.
Took that personally.
That one. I think
he did take that personally.
Yeah. He has a clip every morning. He plays that clip. Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me if hey, there's these losers out in Canada talking shit about you, man. They listen to this. Who? What?
Yeah.
Who are these clowns?
He did turn off his Instagram comments. I think he was getting a lot of hate from his own fans, and good. It's a good way to respond. The warning signs were there in the first half. Brighton battered them in that first half, couldn't score, and Spurs hit them twice on the break, and they did nothing to change that. So
yeah, this is what happens when you don't get to play Man United. You concede goals.
I love just seeing Welbeck having a great start to the season. I think he's got 4. Is it 4 goals for him so far?
Yeah, good header. Good header.
He is, man. I will always have so much love for him.
Yeah, no, he's found a good spot in the Brighton squad, and he's been performing. It's good to see.
I mean, he's going to get an extended run in the up top as well, because João Pedro's injured for a few more weeks.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So shout out to him. Brighton.
Van de Ven was poor. I feel like Van de Ven probably needed this international break because they're asking so much of him. He was struggling in this game.
You know who really struggled in this game? Who's the left back for Spurs?
Yes, Udogie. Minte.
He can't.
Lord forbid Tommy knows the names of Premier League players.
Oh no, I was just trying to think, man. Come on.
Minte,
you know what time it is? Come on, give me a second.
It is now the time.
It's the time you exactly. So you can't use that
exactly.
excuse
So
anymore.
it's starting to kick in. We're starting to kick in. Yeah. He was awful.
It was dreadful.
Yeah.
Ruta and Minte.
Minte had him on toast.
Yeah.
But hey, Spurs losing, we'll take it. Going to national break, that's food. That's food for the break right there. Yeah. Thank you.
Tommy's eating well. Yeah, that's what's important.
Not bad, yeah.
Chelsea's game is going on. Tommy's putting it in the group chat. Lewandowski is back. I'm like, is the Chelsea game over?
I have both going on, but listen, we can talk about it if you want.
No. Tommy,
10 goals for the season, eh?
Yeah. Okay.
You got your Lewandowski moment. Let's move on. Another game that ended 3-2. Man City 3, Fulham 2. This was a really fun game, and if Adama Traore were useful in any way, Fulham might have got something out of this.
Jesus Christ.
Man, if the guy could just had any end product.
The guy
at
just
all.
can't kick a football, man. He's so good at everything else, but not so good at everything else. But he's such an asset physically. You can't help but play him. But it's like, what do you get? the net result is still 0. Like, 3 1-on-1s with the keeper, and he shoots it straight at him every single time. It's like
outran Kyle Walker at one of the.
Kyle Walker is done, man. He is finished. Yeah. He outran Rico Lewis at first. It's like, okay, that's to be expected. But then Kyle Walker later. Pep at the end is coaching him. It's like, man, if you just do this and this, it's like
if you just learn how to kick a ball, you'd be so good.
The assist by Jimenez, by the way.
Ooh.
Oh, the little backheel flick. Oh, that's so good.
Delicious.
Akanji had no idea. I think he just like, what just happened? He's looking around. Where's the ball?
In fairness, who can blame him? You're not expecting to get the ball looped over you from a backheel. That's insane work by Jimenez, who's also been in like a nice run of form this season.
His best form, I think, since his injury like 3 years ago or so. City are struggling, huh? Like, Kovac just scores twice in this game, by the way.
This guy has never scored a league brace since he played for Dinamo Zagreb. Right? And he scores 2 goals for City.
Anyone leaves Chelsea, what happens?
What is this shit, man? Like, it's crazy.
Everyone leaves Chelsea, what happens?
Rodri gets injured. They don't have this center mid there, step up. Guess what? Kovac will do it. Even though I never score. I'll score now for you guys. How about that?
He's going to have like 4 goals this season, I think, Kovacic.
That's guy
3 or 4 goals, I think he scored against Chelsea, didn't he? He did.
Be very much this is why Tommy's bitter.
So, I was going to say, they're a bit more exposed now, right?
Exactly. They're not defending those transitions very well. But and Haaland, without KDB, it looks like...
He's not... The service wasn't quite there for him in this game.
Yeah. Foden, too, it hasn't been 100% yet either.
I mean, Foden started the season ill, and he missed a bunch of time with that. I think this was his first Premier League start of the season. I know he scored in the Champions League in midweek, but I think this might have been his first actual Premier League start.
Maybe.
So I won't go too hard on him for having a bit of a quiet game.
Foden doesn't really assist, though. He doesn't create. So without KDB, they don't really have a chief creator. So Haaland's going through his little spell where he doesn't score for a few games, and then he will score 10 in 2 very soon. That's
okay. Good thing there's an international break coming up for him to slap a few teams around, get back into form.
He don't slap anyone for Norway, man. He doesn't do that. Saves that for City. Anyway,
He'll pick up.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. City won out in the end. Elsewhere, Brentford. They've just made it a habit to score early. It took them 75 seconds this time, not the usual 25. But
it needs to be studied.
Another early goal for Brentford. That game against Wolves was insane. 5-3 the final score in Brentford's favour. Wolves are bottom of the table, I believe.
Do we think
they
they're going down?
They can't stop conceding.
They don't look good.
You know what?
I'll tell you that.
Before the start of the season, we were all like, someone always predicts Wolves to go down, and inevitably they'll be like, we'll stay up. This is a season that none of us predicted Wolves to go down. Which means they might go down.
You know what? It's not you look at Brentford, they've been scoring all these quick goals. You think about it just in a game in general, right? Kickoff, you're amped, you're all this, but you're not 100%,
focused,
ready in the motion. And it kind of makes sense to kind of have these plays to go for.
They are targeting it for sure.
Yeah,
100%. They're targeting it for sure. I think what they analyze teams' kickoffs and see potential vulnerabilities. I remember the Bournemouth used to do it a couple of... Who was it that was their manager at the time? Can't remember. But anyway.
It was Gary O'Neill.
Yes, it was O'Neill. He used to
just got done in by it.
Yeah. He used to target kickoffs, right? And he said, yeah, the analysts point out potential vulnerabilities. So, hey, it's not, I mean, this is something they've done for years, actually. It's just, right now, it's being successful,
It's
over
hot.
and over and over.
It's just working.
Yeah.
I think the only surprise in this was that Mbeumo wasn't the one that got the goal.
Yeah. 5-3 is nuts, man. Wolves are conceding so. Didn't they lose like 6-1 at Chelsea or something? Like
it was like 6-2.
It was
yeah.
Like that.
There's conceding so many goals.
It was 4. Wasn't it like 4-2 at half? Like there was like a lot of
this
goals
game,
in the first half.
Yeah.
It was a wild first.
I
half.
think Wolves will be fine just because there's some really bad teams in the league, but they need to tighten up soon.
Well, if you look at their defensively, they lost Max Kilman in the summer to West Ham.
Yeah.
Then they signed your friend and mine, Yerson Mosquera, who has done his ACL now.
Yeah.
So that's their replacement gone. They're very light at the back. I don't know. They've changed.
Getting old.
They've like Jose Sa is out of favor now. I think it's Sam Johnstone in goal for them, who is mid.
Sa was really bad though to start the season.
Sa was genuinely bad by
Yeah.
the end, but I don't know. It's not looking good.
They have goals in them though. So
they do have goals. Strand Larson
Cunha
looks like a
doing
really
well.
good signing.
Cunha's had a good start as well, so we'll see. I think they'll be fine.
If they can tighten up a little bit at the back, they will be fine. Because I mean, they did score 3 goals in this game.
Yeah,
but it's
we know Southampton's going down, so there's one spot taken, right? So they have 2 spots left, so it helps Wolves in that favor. You know what I mean? Like there's only 2 spots.
I think Southampton and Leicester are going down, and probably Ipswich, to be honest. So.
Hey, Leicester got their first win this weekend.
They
So
did.
that's a good sign. That's a good sign for them.
They're not
You
very
gotta give
good.
them that.
They're not very good.
Beat Bournemouth, so we'll take that for Leicester. Yeah.
Who's this
Anything else exciting?
trying
Anything else exciting?
I'm trying to move us along. Not in the league, but elsewhere in Europe, Paul Pogba has had his drugs ban reduced from a frankly ridiculous 4 years to 18 months. So he is officially going to be Pog back once again in
January.
March.
Well, he can train with clubs in January.
He can train with clubs in January. He can play in March. The talk is that he and Juventus are going to come to terms to terminate his contract there because everyone just wants a fresh start there. It'll be nice to get him back.
Get him back at United?
Maybe. Oh God, no. we don't need to.
He
no,
would
we
instantly
just
be
don't.
your best midfielder. That's a funny
Probably.
thing. Yeah.
Do you think there's going to be like a top European club that will go for him?
Barca could
You
do
think
it.
so?
I don't know with Barca. They're kind of stupid there, so they could. But
Like he's got to be 31 now. Yeah, I have a hard time seeing like a top club, go for him.
they find top club like a Champions
Like
League team.
Champions team is different, but I mean, like you're looking at like your top 2-3 in each sort of country. So I just don't see him going for a club like that. I don't see a club going for him, so I should say. Given his age, given that he's been out of football for a while.
It would not surprise me if Pogba is in Chelsea tomorrow, man. So, like...
No.
Yeah,
Tony,
but
Tony,
Chelsea are different. Chelsea are different.
How are you having any confidence in what you're saying? Like, with the
Chelsea
way you
would go
guys
for
operate.
anyone.
You signed Sancho.
Chelsea would go for anyone.
You signed
but
Sancho.
But look at the ages of the people we're signing. We are signing generally younger players. Generally. All right?
You might say
That's
you need
the thing.
experience. And he's free.
Yeah. Oh, I say we need experience, yes.
Pogba's experienced. He's not the kind of experience you need.
The board doesn't say we need experience. Did they give a reason for why they reduced the ban? Did they say that in the
because it was, I think it was, they determined it was ingested accidentally. It wasn't like, there was no like intention or anything like that, I believe.
There's evidence to support his claim. New evidence to support his claim, I think.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
I think Pogba is very, very talented. And I think very, very talented players end up at bigger clubs than you'd expect. That's how a lot of players have had the careers they've had. So it would not surprise me at all if Pogba got a good move.
Yeah, I think he's going to get a good move to Saudi Arabia for big money. That's what I think.
Maybe.
There. Yeah.
It could be. That would be his decision. I think if he wants to play in the Champions League, he can. 100%. Yeah. Just has to tailor his demands.
Speaking of other former United players, David De Gea saved 2 penalties in a game for Fiorentina against AC Milan.
Yeah, the guys just keep finding different ways to mock you, huh?
No. Hey,
this is a guy that spent that Europa League final is still legendary.
David De Gea doing well will never make me feel bad because I have so much love for that man. That man carried us through some barren fucking years.
He did.
So I will never begrudge him some happiness. Also, that Fiorentina goalkeeper kid looks damn nice.
I think Fiorentina are good for kids.
Possibly.
Generally.
Fiorentina,
usually, yeah.
No. Kappa are very good for kids in generally. Kappa do a good job. They're the ones that do all those nice Venezia ones.
But even the old Fiorentina kids were nice. Maybe it's just the color.
Old Fiorentina ones.
Maybe it's just the color, right? Like purple.
It's that purple. That purple is always nice.
It's unique.
And
True. Yeah.
Other than that, Tony, you brought up an interesting point earlier in the pod about managers who are now basically just looking after themselves as opposed to doing what's best for their teams. Do you want to expand on that a little bit, if you will?
Well, I just think you're looking now, the average age of the Premier League manager has come down significantly from what it used to be. And I feel like, I mean, jobs have always kind of been resume builders, but what we're seeing now is that style is more, it feels a lot more important than results. Like, we're talking about Southampton, for instance. They religiously play out from the back. And they don't have the players to do it at the Premier League level. They just don't. And in the end, it cost them. It's cost them all season. It cost them with the equalizer with Havertz. Cost them a lot more.
Ipswich have been doing it as well.
I was gonna say,
like they turn one over in their own box to West Ham because they keep trying to use fucking Muric to pass out from the back, and he can't do it.
He can't do it, and we saw that with Company last season. Wasn't Muric at?
Muric was there. I mean, they tried to do it with Trafford before, and that was a fucking disaster. And then they brought Muric in to do the same thing, which continued to be a disaster.
The problem then comes around where a coach like Company, who failed with Burnley, gets a top job. Like, failed in, I mean, the aim is to avoid relegation. He doesn't do that. Doesn't come close to doing it, to be honest. He's now got one of the biggest jobs in football, right? And Bayern are good. Like, I think they lost to Villa midweek. They tied over the weekend. But they look really good just in terms of the way they're playing. And it's because his style suits that team more. He has players that can play his football now. So it kind of gives affirmation to the thought that young coaches need to have this stylistic resume or portfolio rather than a results-based portfolio. It's just an interesting trend. The days where you'd have Sam Allardyce coming in to save the day, like make sure that teams don't get relegated, doesn't really seem to be a thing anymore. Don't know what you guys think about that, but it's a really weird trend because I don't know why clubs are going for this. Like, what do they get out of this? Like, what's the point of getting a Company if he's just going to ditch you at the first opportunity? He's not going to give you a chance at prolonged success with his style. Like, usually clubs used to do it in such a way that maybe 3 or 4 years they try and establish themselves in a league and then they try and be expansive. Whereas now it's like you must play out from the back, which is random. Arsenal and City go long from goal kicks a lot more than you would expect other teams. Like, I don't know. It's just weird, but
yeah, I feel like maybe that's where these teams came from a championship. They go Burnley. They came from a championship, right? They played that style.
Yeah.
Same with Southampton. Same with Ipswich. and then you're going to the Premier League and you're going to have to play a different way, which maybe your players aren't suited for that, and you're going to stick to the way you've played and earned your way up here and hoping that that's going to get you results. I just think as a manager, you got to be flexible.
Yeah.
You got to be able to learn how to change, and you know what, like, sometimes you got to park the bus. Sometimes you got to play long. Even though your main style can be, hey, we play from the back, we look to be like this sort of style, whatever it is, right? You got to be adaptable. I think if you want to have success in the Premier League, or any league really, you got to be adaptable. Is this a trend that I've really, like you said, I've really noticed for longer than the last 2 or 3 seasons? I don't know. I don't feel like that was really a thing we saw like 5 seasons ago, where managers that came up stuck to this style of play. Like, can you recall an instance where a team was like that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a new trend. Last season,
the managers coming up 5 years ago weren't as young as the current crop, though.
Yeah,
like your
true,
companies, your Russell Martins at Southampton's, your McKenna's at Ipswich.
Yeah,
like
these
those
guys,
are older managers, I think,
Yeah.
coming up.
I think in this case, these guys, it makes sense. Like, we were after McKenna. You guys, United were after McKenna, if I believe, in the summer, right? Like, this guy was attached to bigger clubs. So I feel like, yeah, in that sense, they definitely feel like these are just stepping stones. For sure, these managers. They feel and expect they're going to be at a top club in their careers. That's where they want to be. So it makes sense that they're staying with this style and saying, hey, I'm showing myself, potentially getting something better. It worked for company, right? He's at Bayern.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It kind of gives affirmation. It worked with, well, I was going to say it worked with Graham Potter, but to be fair, he had success with it, right? Like, he actually did have success. Brighton were very good in the Premier League. I think.
Brighton were not. Brighton slowly got more and more expansive in the years that they were up there. They didn't start off like as
but
expansive as they finished.
When you say, but they played out religiously from the back, right?
They did.
He had several plans to do it. There were always flaws in his system, but immediately became attractive to Chelsea. I mean, he gets the top job at Chelsea. Company somehow gets the top job at Company. I'm sure at Bayern. Bayern.
They did go through literally every manager before Company, I think.
Okay, but the fact that a guy that
but he did get it right. He's there now, right?
Yeah, like it's a really. I get it from the coach's perspective, why they would do that. It just seems that the success criteria for coaches has changed. You know, like Chelsea sacked Pochettino mainly because of style. They didn't like the style. Oh, well, there was something else as well. He did fall out with the board.
I think Chelsea's a special case. You can't really,
But, I don't know. It's interesting. The success criteria for coaches just seems to have changed in the past, very.
You think that's a bad thing though?
Yes, they're getting relegated. They're getting relegated. 3 teams came up last season. 3 teams went down. The same 3 teams went down. I don't think that's good for them.
Deservedly.
Yeah, well, very deservedly.
3 teams.
Well,
I think Burnley could have stayed up.
Would that have changed the results? I'm not sure. You can't really say that for sure, right?
Of the 3 promoted teams last year, which team actually tried to sit back and, like, you know, kind of play on the break, play
Luton.
a bit more like compact and transition? It was
and they
Luton,
were
and
the
they
closest.
were the ones
And they
to
probably
survive.
had the worst, or maybe Sheffield United had the worst squad. I don't know. Luton's squad was much better than Burnley's squad was much better than Luton's, or they had a bigger budget than Luton. They spent 20 million on a goalkeeper because he's good with his feet. He couldn't save anything. Like, this is what we're talking about. Like that has nothing to do with I need an experienced player. It's 20 million on a kid, by the way. Nothing about let's sign experienced players who, when things are difficult, they understand that let's drop deep for a few minutes. Let's try and see out this storm. No, it's like we must play out. We must play out. We must play out. They keep getting slapped 5, 6. Like in the end, down they go. So yeah, I don't know. It's to me, it's strange.
It's a bad situation for the clubs. The managers will get another job, sure. It's a bad situation for the clubs that are coming up and trying to stay up. Because, I mean, look at Burnley now. They have fucking Scott Parker in charge. They're like, this is not helping anyone.
Yeah.
Like, this is what happens to them afterwards.
So here's my counter argument from the club. sack him. you lose in 5-0. Sack company midseason. Get someone in that's going to sit.
Well, yeah, that was why.
You know what I mean? They could have done that, right? They didn't do it. So
that's why I'm asking, like, what is in it for the clubs? Why are these clubs allowing this to happen? You know, like, but maybe what's happening is you sack him. Are you gonna get a coach like Sam Allardyce? Who is the modern day Sam Allardyce, right? The modern day like Houdini, like that can save a club from relegation. You know, these managers seem to.
They're a dying breed. Those guys.
Guys that are difficult to play against.
Sean Dyche is the last one standing.
There are two. What's his face at Tommy's nemesis now? His new nemesis at Forest. Nuno Espirito. Yeah, he's
he's one of them.
Man, this is what England's come to. They have to import their emergency managers now too.
I mean, Everton
has not been kind to them.
Everton have been staying up. Espirito Santo generally has been, he's
picked up another point against Newcastle this week.
Yeah, solid managers. Yeah.
We didn't talk about Gordon, by the way. He had a disaster against his former club.
Oh, dear me. That poor Victorian orphan going hungry another day.
Terrible penalty. Well, really terrible penalty. But the reaction from Pickford, top notch.
Enjoyable. That's good football right there.
But yeah, back to this topic. Listen, I was just trying to play to the side, but I'm totally for it. Listen, results should speak louder than your style. You should be going for wins, 100%. That's of my opinion. You should be able to adapt your style. If it's not working, sure, I want to play this fluid, play smart football. No, I also want to win games. So that's where my stance is, by the way, guys.
What has happened is now that we have officially lost Tony because he is being summoned away. So we should probably just wrap stuff up there. Follow us. Follow us on. The entire reason we started early is because Tony had a hard deadline and we are hitting that deadline.
We hit it, yeah.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at 442. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. As always, thank you for joining me, Tommy.
Cheers.
Tommy, would you like to say something on Tony's behalf since he isn't here?
He would say, really enjoyed the discussion today. Pleasure as always, boys. Yeah.
It's almost like he's here with us right now. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
I didn't even realize, Tony, that jump ship.